This is a BX42S chipper. It's not made by Wallenstein. It is an exact copy of a Wallenstein BX42S chipper. Right down to the weight. It weighs 431 pounds just like a Wallenstein chipper. It has a 4x10 inch capacity. It has a 75-pound rotor with reversible blades. The discharge chute is adjustable. 360 degrees, and you can also change the pitch. It has a lifting hook. It is rated for 540 to 1000 Pto Rpm. It is technically not quick hitch compatible, but it does work with the quick hitch.
You can see that the lift arm spacing is correct to work with a quick hitch, but where the problem is the top link spacing. The top link is just a little bit too low. If it was up a little bit higher, it'd actually be correct for the quick hitch. That's no big deal because the top link pin still goes through and works with the quick hitch. You just can't use the bushings that you need to use. I don't see that as a big deal since this chipper is relatively light. It's not an implement like a blade or a rake where you're going to be pulling hard against it. On over here, this is what the lift hook looks like up close. Just lift up on that to rotate the discharge chute. Back here, you have a bolt here, You take the nut off. This hinges up. There's a hook here. That swings around. You pin it up for storage. Pin the hopper up for storage. There's the inside of the hopper. You can see the knives there, or a knife there. If you get a jam, you can remove this bolt. This folds up, so you can clear the jam from the rotor and cutting blade. So now, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, well, this is a Chinese-made chipper. It's not the quality of a Wallenstein. These chippers are a very simple design. There's a Pto shaft, of course, like any PTO-driven implement would have. It comes back. You have a shear bolt for protection. The Pto shaft drives another shaft, of course. That shaft sits on 2 pillow blocks, which I'm sure you could get about anywhere, like Northern Tool, Surplus Center, wherever. Bearing supply house. And there's a pillow block at the back. They both have grease fittings on them that you need to grease frequently. That shaft turns the rotor with your knives. So I really don't see anything that is going to give problems. If anything would give problems, it would be the bearings and the pillow blocks, which are easily replaced. And the only other thing that could give a problem would be your knives on the chipper. So it's not like there's a gearbox, belts, pulleys, anything like that to give problems. So it's a very, very simple design. And another little problem is this is also a problem with the Wallenstein chippers on these BX tractors. Sometimes the chipper will not sit down on the ground. The 3-point hitch on these tractors does not go low enough for that. So I want to add some kind of extensions to correct that problem later on. One thing I recommend doing if you get this chipper, even if you get a Wallenstein chipper, is just go around and check every nut and bolt, make sure that they're good and tight so that it does not give you any problems.
A couple things I recommend you keep around when you're using the chipper are a small chainsaw and a pair of loppers. That way if something's too big you can quickly trim it down to size to get it into the chipper. chipper does a pretty good job. That was just a little bit of yard waste that I was cleaning up there, and then that big piece was just some dead tree I found in the woods. It was an ash tree.
Here's what the chips look like from the chipper. This stuff is not any good for mulch. It just rots up really, really quick, so I wouldn't even waste your time using it for mulch.
This chipper is great for maintaining a small piece of property, keeping your yard waste cleaned up. If you have a large clearing job to do, you're probably going to want a bigger chipper, because as you can see on that smaller stuff, the brush has to reach the rotor for it to self-feed. So if you have something that's real wide and not very long, you have to push it down in there. Get a long stick and use that to push it down in. Don't be reaching down inside the hopper. Other than that, it works good, just as good as a Wallenstein would. I have no complaints with it. Stay tuned, because probably in the spring I'll be doing more videos using this chipper. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And let me know in the comment section below what kind of chipper you have for your tractor.